Okay, it's 12:30 right now. Let's see when the next train to Sundsvall departs. Wait, what? Hello, this is Uplifting Post Tower and welcome on board of a train that travels in the north of Sweden. This tour is about the railway stations along the Ådalen line, or Ådalsbanan in Swedish. Unlike Bothnia, which is a high-speed project from the 2000s, the Ådalen railway is actually a historic railway line that got quite much upgraded at the time Bothnia has been built. Some of the stations, like Timrå, have been upgraded in the process, but they still look a lot more simple than the railway stations along Bothnia though. And there is no better place to describe that than the beginning of the line, which is Sundsvall Central Station. Unlike Umeå, there is actually a level crossing to get to the two island platforms at this station, and there you can already see how much more simple they are actually built. For that reason, there is absolutely no elevator going to the platforms, because there is no need to. There is no bridge and no subway to get to the platforms. There is, however, an elevator in the station and also two escalators, but these connect to a modern bus terminal below the railway station building. So let's check out those instead. Alright, here were some words about the passenger service that's operated on this line. All passenger trains, without any exception, will turn off Ådalsbanan behind Västeraspby station. Passenger trains between Västeraspby and Långsele ceased to operate in the early 2000s. That stretch of track is just freight trains only. The regional trains that do stop at every station operate roughly once per hour. However, there are some gaps of 2 hours between the departures, so keep that in mind. At weekends, this timetable is significantly reduced, up to 5 or 6 departures per day. Mainline trains between Stockholm and Umeå operate up to 3 or 4 times per day, only calling at the most important stations like Härnösand, Kramfors, even though that station is pretty small but is still served by the mainline trains interestingly, and sometimes also Timrå, but most of these mainline trains skip that very specific station. Next stop, Sundsvall Västra. Sundsvall West. This station features a side and an island platform and is only served by regional trains. There is no heated waiting shelter, and because the station design is so simple with just some level crossings, there is no elevator here at all. Sundsvall Västra is the terminus of the regional trains coming from Gävle. These are operated by X-Tåget and they do not continue behind the station. This leaves the two other tracks served by the regional train to Umeå, as already mentioned, and another regional train line that goes towards Östersund, Åre, Duved and Stålien. This line operates even more rarely than the regional trains to Umeå. Mainline trains skip this station altogether. Now that was a pretty quick one because there were no elevators at all. And that does not change for our next stop, Timrå. This station also doesn't have got any elevator and also no heated shelter. It's also a pretty simple design, even though that station has been heavily rebuilt when Bothnia has been built. But there's still just a level crossing, so there is no need for an elevator whatsoever. This train station is also regional trains only with, I think, a single departure per day that is operated by a mainline train that goes all the way to and from Stockholm. Next stop, Härnösand. And finally we are at a railway station that does have got elevators. But it seems that the model that has been built in here really doesn't fit railway station standard. This is an elevator that you could literally find in a residential building. Just has got basic KSS 420 buttons and a cab design that doesn't really look like it's isolated enough against the cold. That's why there's an extra door in front of the shaft door to keep the elevator warm enough. That's quite a great design, really. There are two elevators of that sort, and there are two platforms at the station. All of the trains that I'm aware of stop here, and there is a big bus terminal with a heated shelter.
Hej till Timrå. Dörrarna öppna.
Next stop, Kramfors. Back in 2001, when the construction of Bothnia Banan has started, some parts of the Ådalen railway also have been completely built as a new railway line. And that was the reason why all of the passenger trains north of Härnösand ceased to operate in 2001. It wasn't until 2012 when Kramfors finally got its railway back. And this happened at a completely newly built station. And even though there are two tracks, there's only a single platform connecting to only one of the tracks here. This railway station is equipped with a bus terminal and a heated shelter. And yes, there's also an elevator, although in this case it's just a platform elevator that didn't even work when I tried to ride it. Oh boy, that's bad. There is a nearby elevator at a bridge that goes over the tracks, but this one is not connected to the railway station and therefore will be featured in a different video. So here we go, let's check out the station. Next stop, Västeraspby Höga Kusten Flygplats, or High Coast Airport. Do you remember when I told you that regional trains operate once per hour? Well, there's an exception to this rule, and that is this station. Almost all of the trains skip this station, which is in the middle of nowhere and sometimes even called a ghost station for that reason. This station is only served twice per day, and at weekends just once per day, so there's almost no train stopping here at all. As the name suggests, this station is located quite close to the airport, but is still about 2 kilometers from the airport, and is probably supposed to be a connection to the aircraft, but I wonder how useful that is given the distance. The closest place to the station is Norrland, but that's still quite a distance from here, so most of the passengers traveling to Norrland by train probably just get picked up by car here. And it is at Västeraspby where all of the passenger trains turn off from our line. It happens right behind the station. Västeraspby features a single-side platform and a small shelter that I'm not sure if it's actually heated or not, but it was not that cold, so maybe the heating actually works. Needless to say that there is no elevator at all. Next stop, Sollefteå, is what you would hear if there would actually still be a train going to Sollefteå, but that's no longer the case. There are absolutely 0 departures per day and direction by passenger trains from that very station. Turns out this bit of the line is freight trains only. Passenger trains operations ceased in 2001, and unlike Kramfors, they never came back. Although there is some effort to bring passenger trains back to this bit of the line, but it's quite unsure to say if that will really happen or not. And until the passenger trains will eventually come back or not, the railway station building serves as a heated shelter for the nearby bus terminal. So let's say the railway station still has got some practical use, only not for railways. And of course there is no elevator here at all. Next stop, Långsele. This is the end of the Ådalen railway line, and the station itself is located at the main line through Upper Norrland. This really long railway line connects Bräcke and Boden together, and it's mostly just served by freight trains except for the stretch between Vännäs and Boden. Now, given that Långsele is located between Vännäs and Bräcke, there are no passenger trains at all. Means that this railway station serves no practical purpose anymore. Well, that is, unless Bothnia-banan or the Ådalsbanan line are actually completely closed. In this case, it is still possible for mainline trains to stop in Långsele, which might explain why the station is still quite much in full function and available, but it is not served during regular traffic. There is a side and an island platform that are connected together by a level crossing, so once again there is no need for an elevator. And let's say that the departure board probably didn't see any trains for a long time. And that's it. Now, Ådalsbanan was quite a mixed bag, was it, compared to Bothnia-banan? This railway line of course is much older, but some bits of this line have been completely rebuilt, like north of Kramfors or the stretch around Västeraspby. But it's obvious, the railway station design is a lot more simple. Somewhere in the future, I don't exactly know when that will be, I might do a tour of the East Coast Railway that goes all the way from Stockholm to Sundsvall. If that's done, you can pretty much explore every railway station between Stockholm and Umeå. We will see when this happens. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good time. See you next time.